Hello everyone, I'm here with a layout share. I did these layouts, most of them, I think all of them except for one, at Heather's Crafty Life Retreat, which was in November. And I apologize that I have been away from my channel for a bit. It's just been a I guess it wasn't November, was it October or November? I don't know. I feel like the weeks are just flying by and I don't know why it feels like it's going so fast, but I'm getting back on track and hope to be posting at least one video a week. My goal is 2, but I'm going to stick with 1 for now through the holidays, although I do have a December documented video coming up, so there will be another one in another day or 2. Anyway, back to my layout share. Sorry for the rambling. I did this one, and all of these layouts were pretty much using my stash. For this one I used, it was a pink paisley collection, an older one that I used for the background. And then at Tuesday morning I had picked up a package of these are file folders. And they all had different sayings on them. I want to say it could have been Heidi Swapp. This is a photo on my birthday with one of my good friends, Ruby, and I used some stickers from the Crate Paper carousel collection. And these were actually hot air balloon stickers, and I cut off the bottom and kind of just used them as if they were balloons, and then added, I don't know if you can see, but added a little bit of stitching on there as well. And this was super quick and fast because I really didn't want to cover up the title. This file folder says Life is Beautiful, so I just did a very small cluster up in the right, and then one down on the left and one down on the right by the photo, and I really love how it turned out. I also inked around the photo with some black Distress Oxide ink just to make it pop on that page. So that was one layout I did. This layout, I was inspired by a layout that I saw in the Scrapbook and Cards magazine, this magazine. So I decided to make a wreath, and I just went into my stash of papers and I pulled out a collection from Basic Gray. It's like the best of Basic Gray, I think. And I chose 4 different patterns, and I just punched out a ton of circles. And believe it or not, I did not even trace this circle. I don't know how this circle got symmetrical and straight, because I can't do anything straight. It was seriously just a blessing. But I just layered up, did the first bottom circle in the red, then layered up the next color, and so on. This is a picture of 2 of my dogs just hanging out by each other by the back door, and just used some bits and pieces from my stash from the Vicky Bouton collection. I think that's where most of these are from, and scattered some sequins around this. So I treated it just kind of like a wreath. And Heather had done a layout like this where she offsetted the white paper with a pattern paper on the background, and I loved that, so I used that idea for matting my my white paper. Next one I did was, this is my son's 21st birthday. And what collection is, oh, this is a Vicky Bouton collection as well. Well, the papers are. This is from her Good Things, something like that collection. And I just layered up some papers, and this one here is a vellum, but just simply layered those up on the bottom. I cut this out of, it was like one of the cut apart sheets. says, "Be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire." And I don't know if you can tell the little circles, but I used a die that had the little, the stitching die, I guess you call it. The My Boy is from an old boys collection from Crate Paper, I think. Celebrate Now is one of the cut apart cards in the Vicki Boutin collection. And then some of these stickers are just from my stash. And I had finished this part, and I just was not, I liked it, but it didn't feel finished. And then Michelle, one of the ladies, it was either Michelle or Annalise, two of the ladies that I was sitting with, they suggested replicating the stripes at the top. And I love how that pulled it together, just kind of doing a smaller version of what was on the bottom here. So I love that. I can't believe my baby is 21. Again, this one is another super simple layout. This is a photo of my dad and my stepmom and all of my family minus my one son who's away at college. But I used my Pink Paisley. I had gotten the warehouse box, and I had used just a bunch of stuff from that box. And really, I just wanted this to be the main focus on the bottom of the page. And then I added 2 other angled pieces of pattern paper, and then a tag and some flowers. I mean, it was super simple layout. I used some puffy stickers here. I used this really pretty vellum to back the photo. And up here, I'm going to add the date up there, which I haven't done yet. But I love how that turned out. And like I said, this really did not take maybe 20 minutes or so to create this one. Although it was probably more because I was probably talking a lot. This is one I created for a sketch challenge that Heather had done at the retreat. And this, believe it or not, this is from my honeymoon. We were scuba diving. And I used this wave paper. This is from, I really think it's from the Carousel collection, but I'm not 100% sure. And I just pulled bits and pieces. This, I was inspired, I found this sheet of, I think it's a Paper House Productions paper on the table. There was like if you brought stuff, you could take stuff from a table. People were getting rid of stuff. So I found this paper, and it went so well with the blues in the photos that I thought it would be perfect. So I just cut a strip down the middle, and then to kind of tie in these palm trees, I found another paper in that paper pack that was just a bunch of these wavy lines, and I just fussy cut them and layered them under the photo here. Kind of gives it a little bit of a foundation for my title and where my one embellishment's going to sit. These 2 puffy stickers are just from Hobby Lobby. I used some doilies for part of the foundation, and I don't remember where this sticker is from, but it says something in the middle that I didn't need, so I covered it up with that heart sticker. And I really, really love, this is from a old Chamel sticker sheet. I can't remember the name of the collection though, I'm sorry. But I like how it turned out. It's super simple, but I think it really makes the photos pop. And I didn't add journaling because this is going into a whole album from my honeymoon, and I'll probably add like some 6 by 12 sheets into my album where I'll do most of my journaling. There's that one. This is a challenge that I actually put on or sponsored or whatever at Heather's retreat, and it was to use acrylic paints for on your layout. So I gave each of the ladies an acrylic paint and a brush, and then I had some credit cards available to add texture and stuff, and it was really fun. I did that layout or did that challenge because I know a lot of people are intimidated to get into mixed media, and I really feel like the best way to just to kind of get your feet wet besides doing like the packaging technique or just splatters, but is to just take a cheap bottle of acrylic paint and use it through your stencils. You can do it as a background. So it was really fun to see what everyone came up with. This one I just layered some papers from the Coco Vanilla Studio The Last Boys collection, and I used my Vicki Boutin stencil, and I just put the gray acrylic paint through that to do my background. Simple layer here with some clear stickers and then some ephemera, and that's it. This is an older picture from my oldest son's high school graduation, which was, gosh, 3 years ago maybe. But these are my 3 boys, and I just wanted to do a layout of that one. This one I dug deep into my stash. These are super old basic gray papers, I believe. And this is such a cute picture. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my son's puppy, and he fell asleep on my husband, right on his face. So they took a little nap together, and for this one I did that same thing. I was kind of on a roll with using that same idea of doing like a corner piece or whatever with the paper below, and use some puffy word sticker, or not puffy, what are these? Foam word stickers. Use some ephemera from one of the Coco Vanilla Boys kits. It was either the most, some of them are from the most recent and some of them are from the one before that. Used a few of the Tim Holtz stickers here. I'm going to use this little spot down here to journal. And I love how this turned out. It's just real simple. And the tone of the photos, I really feel like worked really well with the distressed look of these papers. So this is one of my favorites. This is another layout from my birthday with one of my good friends, Kristen. And I used, we had gotten a cut file. And I used the cut file as a stencil. I used just a section of the cut file as a stencil to do these 2 like pinwheel type things. And I used my Distress Oxides through that, through the stencil to do that. And then most of it is with the Carousel collection. And I did a lot of paper layers under the photo because I really wanted to make sure that most of the weight was drawing your eye to the photo, because this is kind of busy. I want to make sure your eyes didn't get stuck out here. So by adding several layers and kind of making a larger photo matting area, I feel like it keeps your eyes focused where it should be. This one was titled Happy Birthday Shenanigans. Yeah, and I love how that one turned out too. And my final layout, I created this after I got home. And I did some packaging, and then I did a stencil with some modeling paste and Distress Oxides. And then I added some gold stickers over some of the arrow stenciled on there. And I just pulled for my stash again for this one. There's stuff from Cute Girl collection. This is just from a random ephemera or stickers from Tuesday Morning. This is from an Illustrated Faith collection. This is a Heidi Swapp gold foiled card. And I just kind of pulled it all together. And this is a photo of Heather and I at the retreat. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any specific questions about any of the layouts that you've seen, or you want more detail or want to know specific products, I will be happy to share that with you. Just leave a comment down below in the comments, and I'll certainly respond. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel.